All right, what's going on? I am happy you're here. If you're here, I'm assuming you're looking for the workout routine for moms over 35 that are trying to lose fat, tone up, and not do it like obsessing over the gym and just doing these unrealistic routines. So, I am going to walk you through this so you know exactly how to implement this immediately because that's what's most important to me. And so I'm assuming, you probably know you need to strength train. You know muscle's important. You've noticed your body's shape is different, even regardless of the scale, how your clothes are fitting, things like that. But you just aren't sure exactly how to execute. Maybe you're uncomfortable in the gym with the weights, or you're doing random things here and there. Maybe you're saving some workouts on Instagram, whatever it may be, or you're simply trying to commit to something that's way too complex and way too much, and then you fall right back into that all or nothing trap. And that is really the biggest thing and our biggest goal here, to make it sustainable and allow you to embrace imperfection, because that perfectionist all or nothing mindset is the biggest thing that myself, but also all of the 300 plus women we've worked with, struggle with, that just sabotages us. The cool thing about this is it actually takes a lot less than you might think. Most of our clients are completely transforming their bodies and are spending on average 3 days a week around 25 to 40 minutes in their workouts, both at home or at the gym. Like Meg here, who was a 39-year-old mom and lost 40 pounds in 8 months, despite multiple vacations with the kids, going to Disney a couple times, going to Amsterdam with her husband, without cutting out her favorite foods or doing anything crazy, just doing 3 workouts per week. Or Maria here, who lost over 60 pounds, but most importantly, just feels like herself again. She feels confident throwing shorts on again. But she said the biggest thing is the energy that she has back for her kids at the end of the workday to show up for them in the evenings. But this isn't just if you have 20, 30, 40, 60 plus pounds to lose, like so many of our clients. This is also if you have less than 10 pounds to lose and you just want to change your body shape. So this is Lauren, less than 90 days. The scale didn't go down at all, and she completely recomped her body. This is Trinity. The scale was down under 8 pounds, and this is less than 8 weeks. And this is Catherine, who the scale was only down 6 pounds. So they're all doing similar workouts to what I'm showing you here. And of course, if you want more serious help with this, like customization to you, programmed in our app with videos of the exercises, nutrition programming, lifestyle, habits, support, accountability, most importantly, the adjustments week to week based on how your body responds, just hop back over to that Instagram chat and we can talk more about your specific goals and see if it might be a good fit. So the reason these workouts are so effective is that it's focused on body composition, not just your weight. And that traditional playbook that you've been misled by, I mean, some of the women I talk to all the way back to middle school of just cutting calories and doing cardio, it just doesn't work long term. I know I don't need to tell you that. Maybe it worked for you in your 20s because you just had the muscle mass still and the metabolism to protect you from totally burning out over it. But as time goes on, especially after kids and we lose muscle mass and our metabolism decreases because of that, we just need to be a little bit more dialed in on what we're doing. And unfortunately, even some group classes and things like that, you're lifting weights, quote unquote, but it's not very structured. It's not programmed the right way. And it's more of a cardio thing than anything, that can also kind of hold you back from getting where you want to be. So if you're a busy mom, you need something sustainable, like I mentioned, getting out of this all or nothing mindset. And that's why you can actually see progress with these if you do 2 workouts, 30 minutes each week. That is how you can start seeing progress. And then what I'm going to do is give you the option to go up to 3 or 4 days per week, but I want you to aim for 2, and then 3 and 4 is just bonus. And what's so cool about this is you're not going to be focused on falling short of something. You're going to start retraining your mind to just really feel successful with this and focus on what you are doing, not what you're not doing, which is a game changer for the mindset over the long haul. These are going to be flexible. You can do them at home, at the gym, very simple to execute, time efficient. Like I said, 30 minutes each, maybe even a little quicker. You really just need dumbbells for these, maybe a bench. They're very accessible. I'm not having you do super complicated movements. They are full body, which is cool because, if some weeks you get 2 workouts in, we're still hitting every body part twice a week. And this is also the highest ROI for your time because we're focusing mostly on multi-joint movements that are going to hit a variety of muscle groups instead of doing a bunch of isolation stuff that takes hours and hours out of your week to get done. These are going to be compounding because muscle increases the calories you burn literally in your sleep for the rest of your life as you build it. Instead of that cardio or whatever it is where it's like, yeah, I burned some calories today, but this isn't doing anything for me for the long haul. So as time goes on, you're looking better, you get to eat more because your metabolism goes up. It's just a win-win-win all around. And that's because they are body composition focused. So because you have these unique demands, I know I don't need to tell you that like some of these workouts might be interrupted halfway through. You can piece this together throughout your week. Some of our clients, they do 10 minutes each day instead of like the 30 minutes each week. And you can absolutely do that with these. So this is why we built these. So let's get into it. Day one, I'm only giving you 2 days here. And how this works is days are arbitrary. Days of the week are arbitrary is what I mean. So like if you can get 3 in this week and you do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're going to do day 1, you're going to do day 2, then you're going to do day 1 again. And then next week when you pick up, maybe you're only doing 2, you're going to pick back up with the next workout up. So you're just going to alternate. And that's how it keeps it super flexible. So you're not focused on like, oh, I missed last week's workout. No, I'm catching up. I'm behind on the calendar. Nope, you're just alternating. And this is going to be a game changer for you. And you can see progress with this for at least 6 weeks, probably a lot longer if we keep pushing ourselves. Day 1, like I said, these are going to be full body. So we're going with a goblet squat. This is going to be, you can use a dumbbell for this, you can use a kettlebell for this, but you're going to be holding it on your chest. And we're going to be doing a squat there. And this is going to be a bit lower rep. Now, I want to highlight that I don't want you too focused on rep ranges. What I want you focused on is intensity and pushing yourself. So for instance, if you have a goblet squat, you're doing it, you get to 10 and you're like, I can get 15, do 15. Keep going until you get close to the point of failure, which means it's pretty tough to get those last couple reps done. You don't have to go all the way to failure. And if your form breaks down, you also want to stop then. I would consider that failure, but pushing yourself is what's going to put that stress on your muscle to adapt for next time so that we can layer in just a little bit more each week and start growing that muscle mass, which means losing fat mass. So if you're brand new to this style of training, I would use 2 sets at the beginning until you get in the groove of it, and then you can go up to 3 on everything. But what the rep range means is you want to aim for roughly in that 6 to 10, or roughly in that 10 to 12, or the 12 to 15. And then when each week, you'll use the same weight until you can get out of the rep range. So let's say this week you grab a 10-pound goblet squat or a 10-pound dumbbell for the goblet squat. You get 7 reps on your first one. You get 7 reps on your second one. Next week, go for 8 or 9 reps and then keep that same weight until you're getting 10, 11, 12, or if you crush it and hit 15, add weight to try to aim close to the bottom end of the rep range and then just increase reps and repeat. Once again, these numbers, if you go below or outside of them, if you're pushing yourself, I'm happy with it. That's what drives the stimulus for growth. So goblet squat, that's going to hit really all your legs, glutes, hamstrings, quads. Dumbbell bench, that's just going to be laying down on the floor, but ideally with a bench with some dumbbells. That's going to hit your chest. Dumbbell reverse lunge. We're also going to be seeing this hit really glutes, hamstrings, and quads here as well. Do those one side at a time and then switch. One arm dumbbell row. This is going to be your back. This is also do one side at a time and then switch. Dumbbell curl. This is going to hit your biceps, pretty straightforward. And then ab crunch, a little bit of core here to finish it out. Now let's get over to day 2. So number 1, dumbbell hip thrust. You're going to have a dumbbell on your lap, kind of on your hip bones. You can hold it there throughout the movement. And then you're going to put your back, could be on like the couch or on a bench, obviously would be great. Dumbbell shoulder press. We're going to be going straight overhead. Dumbbell RDL, Romanian deadlift. This is more of like a stiff leg deadlift where we're going to be shifting hips back and going down to about below the knee. So you're not going all the way to the floor. And then lying dumbbell pullover, you'll be on the ground or on your bench, holding it above you and then lowering that weight till your arms are parallel with your head. Once again, be on my back here and then going back up. That's going to hit your lats here. And then lying dumbbell tricep extension, you'll just be laying down once again with your upper arm straight out from your torso and then extending up. So you're hitting your tricep there. And then finishing off with some core work again, 20 to 60 seconds. If you need to go to your knees here or put your elbows up on a wall, you can absolutely do that. So I just want to highlight a few notes. Intensity and progression is key. Push yourself. Don't overthink it, but it should be different. Like when you get done with the end of it, if you feel like you could have done 30, we need to up the weight. So challenge yourself, but be safe, of course. And progression is key. So write down the weight you use. Just use a notepad. No problem there. And just write down the weight you used last time. Aim to get a couple more reps or go up in weight. And like I said, if you're going outside of the rep range, that might be a time to increase the weight there. I already mentioned days are arbitrary. This can be 2 to 4 days a week. And you can run this as long as you're progressing and getting stronger. So if you're newer to this or newer to a set, like programmed progressive overload routine, you can probably progress with this for like 8 or 12 weeks, like maybe even beyond. So unless you're bored, like, of course, if you're bored, feel free to change it up. Just keep consistent at least 4 to 6 weeks at a time before you change something up, but you could run this for a while. I already mentioned break it up however you want. If you need to do 10 minutes at a time and just go do one set, of course, be safe if you're a little cold and not warmed up, but if you need to go just knock it out, getting it done is most important. Resting 1+ minutes or until you have your breath back. So a lot of women I work with, they get into these types of workouts. They're like, I'm not sweating as much. My heart rate's not, beating out of my chest. And that's normal. Our stimulus here is for muscle growth and muscle maintenance while you're losing weight to maximize fat loss. So it is a little bit different. You're not going to feel that systemic fatigue, that heavy breathing, that like intense sweating. But you should be pushing yourself and feeling it. You'll probably be sore at the beginning for the first couple weeks. If you're not sore, it doesn't necessarily mean you aren't progressing. I would just take a look at your numbers to make sure you're continuing to do a little bit more reps or a little bit more weight over time. Control the weight up and down all the way. I don't care if you do 2 seconds on the way down or 3 seconds on the way down. Just make sure it's slow and controlled in good form. And seriously, like, you might be looking at this and being like, this is really simple, and it really is. Like, this is the foundation of shaping your body, and then with the nutrition on board outside of this, like, it's going to be a game changer for you. So embrace this. Like I said, over 300 moms have crushed it with us with this style of working out, and it gets fantastic results without burning out, without that all or nothing. And I really hope this allows you to really start making imperfect progress as soon as possible. So once again, if you're interested in working with us, just DM me Strong on Instagram, and we'll chat a little bit and see if it might make sense to, of course, capitalize on this with the nutrition and the other 23 and a half hours of your day. So screenshot this. You can implement this immediately, and I'm really excited to see your results. Any questions, just shoot me a message on Instagram, drop it below, whatever you want to do. And of course, if you aren't subscribed to me here on YouTube, do that, because I'm always dropping content on how to tone up and change your body in a way that doesn't take away from your family life, your free time, your social life, in a way that actually makes your life better, not obsessive and worse. So talk to you soon.